Hello all, welcome to the first session of JavaScript Made Easy course. As part of this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate how to download and install Node.js. So let's get started. So here I have created this notes. So let me open the notes. We'll just follow the notes and download and install Node.js as mentioned there. Okay, let me open the notes here and we'll exactly follow these steps and then download and install the Node.js. So to download and install the Node.js, we have to go to this website that is nodejs.org. Let me click on this and open this link that is nodejs.org is a website. On this website, you can clearly see there is a download button. Click on that. The moment you click on this download button, for the latest LTS version of Node.js. The MSI file got downloaded here. Just go to the location, double click on this MSI file, and the installation will start like this. Okay, welcome to the Node.js setup wizard. Click on next. I accept. Click on next. Don't change anything. Click on next. Next. Click on next. Install. That's it. You are not changing any option during this process of installing it. Just select yes. Okay, when you select yes, Node.js will get installed. Let's wait for the installation to be completed. So we have downloaded the Node.js and we are now installing the Node.js also at the same time. Okay, after downloading, we have started installing the Node.js. Let's wait for the installation to be complete. So almost there. Yeah, just click on finish. Node.js has been successfully downloaded and installed. We need to confirm that, right? So here, if you clearly follow the steps, the same steps will be there. You just went to this website, you downloaded the LTS version using that button. You installed it at Node.js software with help of .msi file that we have downloaded here. Okay, then we did all these steps. Okay, then to confirm whether we have successfully installed Node.js or not, okay, we have to use these commands. Okay, open the command prompt now. Just type cmd in the Windows search. Open this, open the command prompt and run this command. First command is node space -v. We should get a particular version here. If you're getting one reasonable version here, that is like, whatever it may be, then we are good to go. The next thing that we have to check here is npm-v. Okay, if you are getting the version here, then we are good to go. This is what we have to do, guys. Okay, done. We are done with downloading and installing the Node.js. So why we have to download and install Node.js? Without downloading and installing Node.js, we cannot run the JavaScript code later. Okay, so we are getting the things ready for the JavaScript. Okay, before we start you know understanding the JavaScript programming language here. So we have to install some software, okay, as a prerequisite. The first thing that we have downloaded and installed is Node.js. After that, we are going to download and install the Visual Studio Code editor, then other stuff, and we'll keep going like that, okay? We'll keep going like that. The first thing that we have done is we have downloaded and installed Node.js, and with this, we can run the JavaScript code. Okay. So if you have some questions like, why Node.js is required for JavaScript. Okay. If you write like this, you will get the answer. Node.js is not required to write or run JavaScript, but is essential when you want to run JavaScript outside of a web browser. You see, by default, if you want to run the JavaScript, which one is enough? Web browser is enough. But if you want to run the JavaScript code outside the web browser, outside the web browser means outside the HTML code or whatever it is, okay, then we need to have this Node.js. We need to take the help of the Node.js in order to run the JavaScript code, okay? So JavaScript is originally created to run in web browser, but why Node.js is needed? Node.js allows you to run the JavaScript code outside the browser. So in this session, we are not going to run the JavaScript code from the web browser or something. We are going to go beyond the web browser. I want to run the JavaScript code without the web browser. That is the reason in this session I showed you how to download and install the Node.js. Okay. To run the JavaScript code outside the browser, we need this Node.js software. Fine. So JavaScript is a programming language which usually by default can run in the browser. Okay. We can run the JavaScript in a browser itself. But if you want to run the JavaScript outside the browser, when we want to run the JavaScript outside the browser, then we need Node.js. Okay. Fine. So hope you got the idea why we have downloaded and installed Node.js. Before we started with the JavaScript here, we are getting the things ready for the JavaScript to run, okay, outside the browser. That's why we have downloaded and installed the Node.js in this session. So that's all for this session. In the next session, I'm going to cover next topic that is required for JavaScript. So see you in the next session. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hello all, welcome to another session in JavaScript Made Easy course. As part of this session, I'm going to cover how to download and install Visual Studio Code Editor. Visual Studio Code Editor is the editor that we are going to choose for writing the JavaScript code and running the JavaScript code. So let's begin with this session. So here we have some notes. I'll open this notes. Very simple notes, guys. There's nothing in this notes actually, except that URL where we have to go and download the Visual Studio Code. Okay, here are the notes. Download and install Visual Studio Code Editor. This is the editor that we are going to use for writing the JavaScript code in the coming sessions. Okay, that is the reason we are downloading and installing this editor. Fine. Here is the official website of Visual Studio Code, code.visualstudio.com. Just click on this link. Open the link. Once you go to this particular link or page of the Visual Studio Code, just click on this download for Windows. If you are in Mac machine or something, you don't have to download exe file. Here if I click on download for Windows, exe file will be downloaded. But if I have to download this in Mac, some DMG file will get downloaded. If I go and download this on Linux, some DEV kind of files will get downloaded. Okay, since I am in Windows machine, I'll just click on download for Windows, and here in a while you will see that the exe file, okay, exe file for exe file for Windows machine will get downloaded for the Visual Studio Code. Okay, Visual Studio Code exe file will get downloaded. Fine. Okay, so while it gets downloaded, let's go through this. So what I'm going to do in this session, I went to this website, I clicked on the download button for Windows, and the exe file for Visual Studio Code software is getting downloaded. That is, the editor's software is getting downloaded in exe format because it is Windows machine. After that, we are going to install the Visual Studio Code. Once it gets downloaded, I'm going to double click on this exe file, and using the installation wizard, by just clicking next, 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 and all the stuff, I'm going to install Visual Studio Code Editor. Once that is done, I'm going to show you how to launch Visual Studio Code in the Windows machine here. So almost there, few more seconds for it to get downloaded here. Once the download is completed, I'm going to show you how to start installing it. Okay, how to install it. Yeah, done, completed. Let's go to the location where it got downloaded. In the downloads folder of the machine, it got downloaded, and this is the exe file. Double click on the exe file. Since it is Windows machine, we got the exe file. And here we got the installation wizard. I'll select I accept the agreement. Click on next, 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 install. That's it. Simple. Okay, let's wait for the installation also to be completed. Once the installation is done, I'm going to show you how to launch Visual Studio Code for the first time. So in the previous session, I covered how to download and install Node.js, right? To run the JavaScript code outside the browser, we need this Node.js, as I explained in the previous session. Now in this session, we need an editor to write the JavaScript code. The software is not enough, right, for JavaScript code. So we need a proper editor, advanced editor like Visual Studio Code, where we can write our JavaScript code, okay? And write and run the JavaScript code. We need an advanced editor. I have chosen Visual Studio Code. most of the people will use Visual Studio Code editor for JavaScript code. So the installation came to an end, guys. Okay, here, if I select this option and click on finish, it will launch the Visual Studio Code for me. Okay, just click on finish. It will launch the Visual Studio Code editor for me. You see, for the first time, you will see the welcome screen here. Nothing is there. So this is how the Visual Studio Code will launch for you for the first time. I'll close this and I'll show you how to launch from the second time onwards. Okay. During installation, it has automatically launched. If you want to launch the Visual Studio Code from the second time, what you have to do? You have to go to this window search and type Visual Studio Code. And in the best match, you got the Visual Studio Code. Select that. It will launch. Okay. As if it has launched for first time, it also has launched for second time like this. So in this session, I showed you how to download and install Visual Studio Code editor, where we are going to use this advanced editor for writing the JavaScript code and running the JavaScript code. Okay. So that's all for this session. So in the next session, I'm going to cover another topic that is required for us to learn JavaScript programming language. Okay. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye. Hello. Welcome to another session in JavaScript Made Easy course. As part of this session, I'm going to cover the next topic, that is downloading and installing JavaScript ES6 code snippet plugin in Visual Studio Code editor. So let's begin. So first, I'm going to show you how to download and install this particular plugin, which is none other than JavaScript ES6 code snippet plugin. After showing you how to download and install this plugin, I am going to explain the reasons why we need this plugin. Okay, so let's begin. So the first thing here is I'll open this notes and show you how to download and install this plugin first. Let me open the browser and browse that link. Then I'll get these notes and it's very simple things, guys. There is nothing in this notes actually. There are some steps like what you have to follow for installing this JavaScript ES6 code snippets plugin inside the Visual Studio Code editor. I have already launched this Visual Studio Code editor here. Okay, here welcome screen has come. Let me close it. Now things are like this. Okay, so now here we have Explorer, then we have search, then we have source control, then we have run and debug, and the last one is extensions. Select this option. Then you'll get this extensions kind of stuff where you can search for the extensions. Okay. So here search for the extensions, guys. Okay. So what is extension I need to search for? Here I need to search for the extension known as JavaScript ES6 code snippets. I'll just type ES6. Let's see if it comes up or not. Okay. Just type ES6. Okay. So here we got some plugins, guys. You see JavaScript ES6 code snippets plugin from here. Chara Lampos car PDs. Okay, this particular thing should be there. Okay, if you want to, if multiple things comes like the ES6, right? Make sure that it has this one. Okay, Chara Lampos car PDs. Okay, like that. Okay, just select this and here you can click on either here or here. You click on this install button. Then okay, in no matter of time, we are getting this uninstall option, means it got successfully installed. Okay. So this is how we need to install this plugin. And once the plugin got installed, okay, exit and again start this Visual Studio Code Editor. Okay, restart the Visual Studio Code Editor once. Yeah, now it's done. Okay. Again, let's close this welcome screen and here Explorer is open. Now if you click on this, Explorer is coming and all those stuff. Okay. So now let's understand what is the purpose of installing that plugin. Why we have installed this JavaScript ES6 code snippet plugin inside this Visual Studio Code Editor. I'm going to explain now. Okay. So here we don't have to learn each and everything in this notes. Okay. The main parts I'm going to explain. Okay. The main parts I'm going to explain, guys. So why we need to install this JavaScript ES6 code snippets plugin in the Visual Studio Code Editor. Okay, so the purpose is not for writing the JavaScript code. Without this plugin also we can write the JavaScript code inside this Visual Studio Code editor. Okay. But what is the advantage of installing this plugin? What is the use of installing this JavaScript ES6 code snippets plugin? Lot of advantages will be there, guys. The major importance is faster coding with snippets. Okay. You can write the code faster with the snippets. You don't have to write the entire code like console.log. Okay. So in JavaScript, we have this console.log. I'll cover this about this code in the JavaScript language in the upcoming sessions. But for now, if instead of writing this entire line, you can just type CLG and press tab key, and this will be the entire code will appear for you. Okay. So let's try this out. Let's try this out, guys. Okay, see whether that is really happening or not. Okay, for me to try that and all right, I need to open the folder and all those stuff. Okay, so just try to understand for now. Okay, just try to understand for now, because till now I didn't write any JavaScript code. Maybe in the next session I'm going to show you how this editor will come to use for you. Okay, so for now, the reason why we have installed this plugin is that, okay, simple reason here is for faster coding with snippets. So this snippet, like one of the snippet is, okay, like shortcuts. The plugin provides faster coding with snippets means what? The plugin provides shortcuts for writing the common JavaScript syntax instead of you writing the entire code like console.log like that. Okay. So we can use these snippets or shortcuts known as CLG and press tab key. This will be auto generated. Okay. The entire line will be written. Okay. No longer you have to write the entire stuff. Just type CLG and press tab key. That will be enough. Okay. If you want to create a function, you can use FN. Like that, many examples are there here, guys. Okay. Many examples are there here. Once installed, once install this plugin, you can use this shortcut kind of stuff like CLG, FN, okay, to create the code and all. Okay, so going ahead, we'll be using that. Don't worry. Okay, fine. Anyhow, in this session, I'm not going to demonstrate how to use this CLG and all those stuff. Okay, because till now I didn't show you how to write and run the JavaScript, any sample JavaScript code in Visual Studio Code Editor. Maybe in the next session, I'm going to show you what is the advantage of this. Okay, in the next session, I'm going to show you after I have written some sample JavaScript code and run it in the Visual Studio Code Editor as part of the next session. I'm going to demonstrate this advantage of this plugin in the next session. Okay, till then, see you. Bye bye. So that's all for this session. Take care. Hello all, welcome to another session in JavaScript Made Easy course. As part of this session, I am going to cover the next topic, that is how to write and run the JavaScript code in Visual Studio Code Editor. So let's begin. So here I captured the notes. Let me open the notes first. Okay, so you can follow the instructions that are there in these notes. Okay, we can follow the instructions that are there in the notes to know how to write and run the JavaScript code in the Visual Studio Code Editor. These are very simple instructions. There is nothing much, but for reference, you can use these notes. Okay, so here we need to open the Visual Studio Code. Already have opened the Visual Studio Code, guys. Okay, and here the second thing is that I need to open the folder. Okay, second thing is that I need to create a folder for my project and open the folder. Okay, how to create the folder for my project and open the folder? I may go to one location in my machine, guys. Okay, I may choose one location in my machine. Let's say I would like to choose some location here. Okay, so here I'll just create a new folder. I'll just say JS or JavaScript demo. Okay, like this. Okay, JavaScript demo, one folder name I'm giving. So like this, I'll first create a folder, guys, which is an empty folder, but I'll just create it. JavaScript demo. I remember the location in my computer machine where I have created this folder. Okay. Now I'll go back to my Visual Studio Code and either select file open folder, or if you directly see this option in the Explorer here. Okay. In this left side thing, if you click on this, you'll get this Explorer. In this, if you see this open folder, then from here also you can do, or you can just go here and say file open folder. Anything is fine. Okay. Both are good. Okay. Just click on the open folder and let me browse to the location where I have created the folder in my computer machine. The C drive in this folder, and here the local repos somewhere here I created, guys, JavaScript demo, select folder. That's it. Simple. Once I create this folder, again the welcome screen has come. Let me just close the welcome screen and reduce the size of the explorer, expand this. Okay. You see here, nothing is there. Okay. If I expand this, this outline and timeline are coming, but apart from that, nothing is coming. That's okay. So this is a folder I have selected in this editor for now. Okay. That is the second step. Then I need to create a file, right? Okay. Here, there are some options like, to create a new folder under this major folder. This is a project. Okay. This folder is like a location where we can create the files or something. And under this folder, we can create the files or create some subfolders. Okay. So this is a folder. Under this folder, we can create a file or folder. Okay. So here, if you see, the same instructions will be there after opening the Visual Studio, after selecting the folder, after creating the folder and selecting the folder from our, okay. So create a folder for your project. Okay. What they are saying, you have created, if you want to create a project here, first you have to create a folder. Okay. Create a folder for your project. This folder is going to hold your JavaScript files. Okay. So you can give the name as project also. Okay. MS Java project like that, or okay. So you can rename if you want to rename or something, how to rename this, guys. Okay. JavaScript demo I'm saying, right? Here I'll go here and say demo project. I'll just name it as demo project. Okay. So it's not able to rename. The reason behind that is it's being utilized in the Explorer. So I'm not able to rename. Okay. That's okay. You can rename if possible. Otherwise, okay, let's close this editor a bit. Let's close this editor and try to rename. See whether we can rename or not. Yeah, I can rename after closing the editor. Okay, so because our editor is utilizing this folder means you cannot utilize. Okay, so let me launch the editor again. Let me launch the editor again. Let's close this, expand this, open folder again. You see the earlier folder is gone because we renamed the folder, right? The earlier folder got changed. You see, earlier I have selected the folder is not appearing here because I renamed it, so it has lost the connection. Okay, so simple. I will say file, open folder or open folder for any location and just this PC and go to the location where that folder is available. Let's give the project kind of keyword in that thing. So that's the reason I have renamed that folder. So here JavaScript demo project select folder. Okay, now it got selected. Again, the welcome screen came and just close it. Okay, now we got this JavaScript demo project. This main folder I am named it as JavaScript demo project. Under that I can create a file or folder, guys. Under this I can create a file or folder. Okay, so the next thing, even instead of creating a folder under this folder, the best thing that I can do here is I can create a file, a JavaScript file I can create. Okay, just click on this new file and here name this as demo dot. Okay, give some name for the file. For example, here it will be clearly mentioned. Just give some name for that and say .js. Okay, .js extension. Okay, so here let's say demo. Is that demo dot JS files and press enter. Okay. You see, the moment I create this demo.js file, okay. So here you see demo.js file came and by default it's saying open chart and create something, but you can type it. Okay. It will be gone. Okay. By default it's suggesting something, but you can ignore that. Okay. You can ignore that, guys, and or clear that, whatever it may be. You see, by default this open chart and all. If you press, it's giving some suggestion. Okay. You can do like this or something. Okay. So fine. So like this, I'll create a JavaScript file. Now write some sample code that is console.log. Okay. So it's like a print statement. Okay. It's a print statement, guys. Okay. Whatever you write, console.log will print the output. Will print the output. Very simple statement, guys. Okay. So you can write like this. That is console. This sample statement, guys, if you don't remember this JavaScript code for the print statement in JavaScript code, right? You can copy paste from ChatGPT, etc., or from my notes here, or you can Google search how to print some text in output using JavaScript code. Okay, like that also. Or you can go to ChatGPT and how to print text in JavaScript. Okay, then you'll get this particular line of code. You can copy this. You can copy this and paste. Okay, since you are new to this JavaScript, right? So if you don't know that, you can get it from Google and paste it, guys. Okay. So what here I'll be typing console.log. You see how IntelliSense is coming. Visual Studio has very good IntelliSense where console.log is coming, guys, and circular bracket plus. And here in circular brackets, provide double quotes and give any text. I'll give my text. Let's say Arun Motori. Okay. like this, okay? And you can end that with semicolon, or you can leave it also. Fine. So now this is some sample JavaScript code. So this one I have written, right? I have manually written. You see, entire thing I have typed console.log and circular brackets in the double quotes, and I have mentioned. I have typed my name also. Okay. It's not compulsory to put semicolon here at the end, but if you provide, that will look very good. Okay. Fine. Now this is sample code I have written manually. Is there any shortcut for writing this code? CLG tab. Is it coming? You see, CLG and press tab. How this is working? How this is working? Because we have installed one extension, guys. If you remember in the previous session, I have installed one extension known as JavaScript ES6 code snippets extension in this Visual Studio Code, right? Because of this, okay, there are some code snippets like CLG kind of code snippets. You don't have to write console.log entire text. Just type CLG and press tab key, you'll get it. And here in double quotes, okay, or sorry, let me type it again. CLG control space and press double quotes and give like this. Okay, done, right? So simple, you can write this code. If you are not remember this one, just remember the CLG 3 letters and press tab key, provide double quotes and type some text, whatever the text that you want to get printed in the output, that you type. Okay, so this is a way to go. Okay, just I'll coming back to the Explorer, having this project folder under the demo.js JavaScript JS stand. You see JavaScript files. If you want to write some JavaScript files, sorry, if you want to write or run some JavaScript code, you have to first create a JavaScript file. For that, you can give some name and dot and give an extension like JS, or JS stands for JavaScript. Okay, the extension of the JavaScript files is .js. Fine. In that, you are writing some code. If you want to increase the font, you say control plus plus and control plus, it will increase the font size. Control minus, it will decrease the font size. It's up to you what font you want and all. Okay. Okay. Then yeah, the next thing is, once you have written this code, guys, I want to run this code, guys. Okay. I want to run this code. How to run this code? In order for you to run this code, guys, in order for you to run this code, you need to open the terminal, guys. Okay. You need to open the terminal. Okay. How to open the terminal? Click on these three dots. Okay, all these instructions are there in the notes. Okay, open the terminal in Visual Studio Code. Click terminal in the top menu. Then click new terminal. Okay, then in that you run this code. Okay, so how to do that? Click on these three dots and you will get this terminal menu. In that, go and select the new terminal. Okay, then you'll get this terminal here. Just wait. You see, it's giving you some suggestions like, press Control I to ask to do something or something. It's giving you suggestions. If you want to take that, you can take, or, you can ignore. You see, the current location is at this project location. Okay, JavaScript demo project is the location. Here I want to run this file, demo.js file I want to run. For that, how to run the JavaScript file. Okay, how to run the JavaScript code which is there in this JavaScript file. In order to run that, we have to use this node command. Okay, since we already have installed the Node.js, okay, we can use this command. Okay, so simple type node. In one of the previous session, I showed you how to download and install the Node.js. Okay, this is the reason we have installed, download and install the Node.js. Okay, without Node.js, we cannot run this command. So node space and give the name and extension of the file demo.js and press enter. You see, this particular line of code has been run, and this particular statement has printed the text that I have provided here has been printed here. Okay, that is the purpose of this particular statement. I'll explain more about this statement later, but for now, this is how we can print the text in the output by writing some JavaScript code in the JavaScript files. And for that, the command I have to use is node, okay, space, and the name of the file and extension of the file, JavaScript file, and the JavaScript code inside the JavaScript file will run. Fine. So hope guys you understood how to write and run the JavaScript code in Visual Studio Code Editor, the step-by-step process. Since we are getting started, we have created the project folder. Under that, we created a sample JavaScript file with a .js extension. And then we have written some sample print statement. If you don't remember this, you can copy paste this, or if you have already installed the extension, type CLG and press tab key, you will get this syntax. Okay, if you don't remember the entire thing, you can write CLG and press tab key and you'll get this code. Okay, or you can copy paste this from ChatGPT or Google and then paste into your editor, and then you need to open the terminal and then run the JavaScript code in the JavaScript file by using the node command, node space, name and extension of the file. So like that, you will get the output printed in output of this program printed in the output console. Okay, displayed in the output, this terminal. Okay, the output of this code has been, the code has been run and its output got printed in the output, that is terminal in this case of Visual Studio Code. So hope guys you got an idea how to run and write and run the JavaScript code in Visual Studio Code editor. So this is something like we have got started with JavaScript code execution in Visual Studio Code editor using editor. Okay, this is our first code that we have run. Though I have not explained you the JavaScript, how I didn't explain you the JavaScript so far, but all the installations and configurations that are required before we get started with learning JavaScript language, I have covered so far. Okay, from the next session I'm going to start the JavaScript language basics for you in a step-by-step manner. Okay, from scratch in an easy manner. Okay, so that's all for this session. See you in the next session where I'm going to start with the JavaScript language basics for you. So see you in the next session. Bye.